Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Hornbill Podcast, featuring Hornbill and starring Hornbill. And today I'm so happy, I have the singer of Pennyboard, Faith. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty awesome talking to you. So, for the longest time, I thought your name was Penny.
It's okay.
And
Everyone does.
I remember coming across, either Summer Days or Trouble last year, or at some point in the Twitter sphere in the last recent time frame, and being like, oh, Pennyboard, okay, Penny. What's going on, Penny? How are you? And then it's not the case. What is Pennyboard?
So, Pennyboard is my solo project that I've been pursuing for almost a year now. Well, the idea's been created for a year, but officially being worked on in the fall, it'll be a year.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And you do have a live band, correct?
I do. Yes, I have a wonderful live band.
Cool. So I think I saw you post about it, but Pennyboard is a skateboard?
Yeah.
Is that right?
So it's actually a pennyboard is actually just a smaller skateboard, but then
Okay.
the way I spell pennyboard for my music is totally different.
It's not
It's
board,
a little,
it's board.
yeah,
Like
the
bored.
feeling board. Yeah.
Yes.
I always tell people that. I'm like, oh, I feel so lame. Be like, it's pennyboard, I'm bored, but that's the best way to.
I get it. I had no idea that was the term pennyboard. I didn't know that was anything. So when I saw you post a skateboard or something, I was like, what the hell? It didn't make any sense, especially because it was spelled B-O-R-E-D and not B-O-A-R-D. And I was like, what is happening right now? But it makes sense. And so, do you skateboard?
I do. Honestly, I'm not very good at it. I like longboarding more just because it is easier. But yeah, I have a skateboard. I have a pennyboard. I haven't been able to do it as much lately just because I'm literally working all the time. But hopefully soon.
Gotcha. I tried to skateboard in, middle school, and I never could. And I can get on it. I can get on it and ride, but I can't do any tricks.
Oh, no,
or
yeah, I can't do any
special
tricks. I've attempted, and I'm super clumsy.
So Ryan, the other half of Hornbill, he sent me a text today. He was riding his board in one of the parks on his lunch break or something, and he was trying to show off for some girls or something, and he ate shit completely.
Oh, no.
And that was earlier today. So I just thought of that. But so you're talking about you're working all the time. You are a photographer and a videographer, correct?
I am, and more recently I've been getting back into social media management.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is social media management? Is that just doing Twitter and Instagram and Facebook for other people?
It really depends. I have a few clients where they'll have me run their accounts, and they'll give me a general idea of what they want to be on their accounts and what they want their brand to represent. And I'll curate posts for them. Sometimes they have to be in their TikToks and things like that. But sometimes I'll have fans or companies reach out to me saying hey, we just need help coming up with content ideas. And so gotcha. I'll review their analytics, see what would be best for them, come up with some ideas, and then give them the rundown of here's your captions, hashtags, best posting times, all of that.
Oh shit. See, I'm for work. I'm in data and analytics, and I look at social media stuff for Hornbill, and I'm like, this might as well be astrology. I grasp nothing. Nothing for algorithms and social media makes sense to me at all. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it took me a bit at first. I did take a class in college, like right before I graduated. And I got like super into just like learning about social media marketing. So that was really helpful, I think.
Interesting. Um, well, that's cool. But for photography and videography, I would assume that I mean, you just said you were overwhelmed, but the amount of things happening not post COVID, but now,
As things are somewhat getting back to normal.
yeah, I would assume that you're shooting a lot and doing a lot of new things.
So much, yeah. So when the pandemic started, I completely just had to like take a break from it, obviously. And then as, time went on, I started doing like socially distanced shoots. And I had to like only do portraits basically.
Oh wow.
And I wasn't like super experienced in portraits, so I was constantly just like practicing with like whoever was in like my little circle.
Sure.
And then within the last year, that's just kind of like all I've been doing is portraits, just like family portraits, band portraits, headshots for work and things like that. Yeah,
Is
it's been really fun.
there, can you, I mean, I'm sure you can, but is it like when you do portraits, you there's like a creative limitation to that? Am I wrong?
Yeah, there definitely is. Sometimes I'll get people that are like, I'll take any idea that you can come up with. And then there's some people that are like, we want to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, let me see how I can make this work. Because whenever I take on projects, I try to think of something that has like literally never been done before.
Yeah.
But I also want to take like my clients, needs into consideration. So we'll find like a nice balance.
See, that's cool because, I mean, anytime I talk to another artist or I want either a commission or work or something, some creative input from another artist, I want their creative input. I don't want to limit them in their art form. And I know that, like, some people, they just want a picture of themselves or whatever, and, like, that's cool, but, like, you're a photographer for a reason, right? You're not just taking pictures to take pictures.
Right. Yeah, I have so many ideas all the time. Someone's like, let's like build a set or like let's do something crazy with these lights and just trying to like figure out like how far we can go with our budget.
That's sick. Yeah, that's very cool. I appreciate the hell out of that because, yeah, that's if somebody was going to come to me for music or I don't know something, I wouldn't want the constraints that don't allow me to do what I do. I don't know normally.
Right.
If that
Yeah, and
makes
it's like
sense.
you know yourself better than like anybody else, so you know what you're capable of.
And I would think
So,
that some people are coming to you for a reason. It's not just like, oh, she takes pictures. Like, let's get pictures taken and not have your input at all.
yeah, I think people have started to catch on that like every shoot that I do looks completely different than like one that I've done previously. Like there's never a shoot that looks similar to another.
See, yeah, that's awesome. Um, okay, but back into Pennyboard. So the first song that you released last year was "Summer Days," correct?
Yes.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
So, if anyone out there has not listened to Pennyboard, I my the way I perceive it is if the Postal Service played pop punk, and it's whimsical, but it's like it's pop punk. It's whimsical pop punk. And like I don't know if anybody out there is really doing that, and it's super cool. I like it a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So Summer Days, that's completely original, correct?
Yes, I actually wrote that on a whim, and I wasn't planning to do like a full release for it. I was just gonna put it on Twitter and then just kind of like move on about my life. And then
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I feel like this could be something. So,
That's
made a video
okay.
for it and everything.
So that's how Hornbill started. Very similarly, I might be speaking for you here, but the pandemic happened. I was bored as fuck, and I reached out to Ryan, and I was just like, hey, we used to write music together, like, let's just do something for shits and giggles, and then it turned out to be pretty cool, and they were like, all right, let's turn it into something. Does that echo that sentiment?
Yes, basically. So when the pandemic started, like, my whole life I had always wanted to do music, and I was always, like, super inspired by the bands I've been working with for, like, the last 5 years. So I was just kind of like, I feel like I have some sort of unfinished business. And I was like, this is the perfect time to do this. And Pennyboard actually started out as a band, and it was just going to be, like, this little, like, side project thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool. It turned into something main project, I'm assuming, and it's nobody is doing it, and I love it. So the next song you put out was Trouble, which is a Never Shout Never cover. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have never listened to Never Shout Never, but I listened to that song and I was like, okay, this song is sick. Let me listen to the original, and I like your version a lot more.
Thank you. I kind of wonder, like, what, like, Christopher Drew, the vocalist of Never Shout Never, what his thoughts would be if he ever heard it. I'm super curious.
We've done a handful of covers too, and like I would love to see what anybody of like the original musicians thought of stuff like that, because it's definitely your own version of that song, and it's super cool.
It's actually like the first song I ever recorded.
So you did that one first, and then wrote Summer Days on your own afterwards?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. That's even cooler. I like that a lot. And then, so those are the first two songs, and then my personal favorite, Emerald Green, that came out earlier this year, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
So, I love you and I hate you for this. This is the catchiest song that like I have this later for the segments, but I wake up with this song in my head way too often. It's just the part of me that hates the emerald green, and like every day I'm just singing that song at some point in time, and like
that wasn't even like the melody I was like set on. I had other ideas, and then I was just kind of like, I sang Emerald Green like the way I sang it in the song, just kind of as like a joke. And then my husband, who was helping me write the song, he was like, wait, that's actually really catchy, we should just use that instead.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, good job, because this song is way too damn catchy. I would have. This is the song that seems to grab people, correct?
Yeah, I would say
or
so.
Of the three.
Yeah.
Okay.
More recently, for sure.
Yeah, the Green with Jealousy is like the whole theme behind it, right? And like that's clever in itself, and then I don't know, really exemplify that color green, emerald green, like it's clever, it's witty, but it's also a very catchy song in itself. So
yeah, it's like the song is catchy, but if you listen to it, it's actually just like really sad. But also, like, emerald green is a really pretty color, but like it's referring to jealousy, which is not such a pretty emotion. So
yes, it's a pretty depressing song.
Yeah.
But if you're just listening to it and not really paying attention to what's being said, it's the complete opposite, and it's just, I don't know, you killed it, you crushed it. It's very clever, and it's a great song.
Thank you.
Especially when the chorus kicks in, because it's here. What are we gonna do? I'm gonna pull it up because I have it up, but it's kind of just like poppy, neat, chill. Like, I can vibe to this, and then if you're not expecting it, the guitar comes in, and it's kind of in your fucking face, and I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do an actual video for this one?
I didn't.
Okay. I thought you did for some reason, and I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it, but that makes sense. So kind of talk me through the writing process for this. How do you write your music?
So in the beginning, it was a lot of like, I wrote a lot of lyrics, and I wasn't really the greatest at just like writing the music part by myself. Like, I could honestly never form an entire song. So my husband actually helped me with Summer Days and Emerald Green. So
sick. I guess this is just gonna stop, so.
He like wrote the music for it, and I was like, I had to like fix my lyrics just so it like fit the music, and then we just kind of like puzzle piece it together.
Okay. You gotta give your husband credit. What is his name?
Ryan.
Ryan. Okay.
He's actually in a band called New Heroes.
New Heroes?
Mm-hmm.
Have you shared some of their stuff before? I feel like I've come across them.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Okay. God, yeah, every time I hear it, it's going to be caught in my head for the rest of the week now. So that's cool. Have you found it easier to write the musical aspects of things as, I don't know, as the pennyboard timeline continues to grow?
Definitely. I've worked with so many different people already that, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like become easier for me. I think the hardest part was being able to explain my ideas to people.
Sure.
And now I'm able to do that a little better. So.
Emerald Green. Yeah. I feel like I'm fangirling over here, but
I haven't listened to this in so long, to be honest. Like,
really?
It's actually super catchy. So, yeah, I don't really like listen to my music that much.
I guess that's true. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't really do that for us either, but yeah.
Whenever I like first write something, I'm like, this is it. But then once it's released, I'm like, oh, cool, that was fun. Let's work on something new.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I love it. It's so good every time I hear it. It's cheesy, but it's just really good.
Thank you.
Talk about some inspirations. I know you've mentioned Pale Waves a couple of times, and I love Pale Waves so much. Heather Barron Gracie, I am in love with her, and
me too.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. But what else kind of drives you?
So it's just a lot of like, I listen to so much different music. I mostly listen to a lot of pop punk and a lot of like indie pop music.
Okay.
And I didn't really know what genre I wanted to stick with, so I kind of just like combine the two in a way.
It's definitely a culmination of I mean, you can tell that it's not just pop punk, it's not just pop. It's definitely more towards the poppy side, but there's a lot of things happening that make it special, so.
Yeah, whenever I first like started really getting into music, was whenever I had a MySpace, so I was just like, you know what, I miss music like this. If no one else is gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Hell yeah. I feel that and resonate with that so deeply. MySpace will, like, it's just holds such a big place in my heart, as awful as it was kind of going through it at the time. But I mean, it was the best platform for music ever, and yeah.
There's so many different artists I'm seeing now that like are bringing back some of those elements that you would hear in a lot of
Sure.
those songs, and I love it. I'm all
I do
for
too.
it.
It's awesome. There's this whole new wave of like just really special and unique music that kind of dates back to like the late 2000s, early 2010s, and it's very MySpace reminiscent, and um, it's awesome. What kind of pop punk, I guess, who are you really listening to that that drives that inspiration?
Probably a lot of Knuckle Puck,
Knucklepuck.
Grayscale. I love
Grayscale's great
Grayscale.
too.
Um, Bearings.
Bearings is great.
I
The
want to say Young Culture. I don't really know if they're considered pop punk. They're more on like the pop side.
Gotcha. Copacetic by Knucklepuck is like top 10, maybe top 5 albums for me. That whole album front to back is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
And then, I mean, what's the second one too? Shapeshifters.
Yeah.
That one's good too. And then they started getting poppy, and I kind of fell off a little bit, but
Yeah, I haven't really like listened through the whole like most recent release. It's really good from what I've heard. I loved it, but I just haven't like sat down and actually listened to it.
No, I understand. Pale Waves, how do you like their new album?
They're amazing. I love them. They everything they release is perfect. So
Yes, agreed. I went when I started working from home last year, because of COVID, I was going down the freaking Spotify rabbit holes, and ended up finding Pale Waves in that first album, and like, it's so good. It's the perfect like emo pop, weird indie culmination of just all of that, and it's so good. And then the second album is like if you add freaking Alanis Morissette to that, all just a little bit of grunge aspect to it all.
They're really just like, they're killing it. They're able to cater to such a wide audience.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in just such a unique way.
Definitely. That whole everybody on that dirty pop, or what is it? Whatever that album is, or the record label is. Jeez, I can't think of it now. Dirty Hit. That's what it is. Dirty Hit. Like Rina Sawayama, she's phenomenal. I think 1975 is on there, and they're doing whatever they do. But yeah, they're always one of my favorites. They're the best. So we actually were supposed to do this a couple weeks ago, and I know that you were in a patch, and I know I reached out to you, and I just wanted to still let you know that anytime you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I read that it ultimately came from that tweet that you put out where you're just saying that creatively you're discouraged and not feeling it, and I just wanted to send you a little piece of my heart and let you know that I was thinking of you. And I mean, it came back around, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was just in such a place of like, I was switching from working a full-time job to doing freelance, and then I switched to part-time at my day job and doing full-time freelance, and it was such a weird moment. And then just like, it was like one thing just like kept happening, like one after another, and I was like, I don't even feel like I have time for music anymore. Like, I just want to come home and sleep. The thought of even like recording a cover just stressed me out, and I was like, you know what, sometimes I gotta take a break, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I always told myself, like, the second music got stressful was whenever I needed to take a break, whether it was for, like, a couple weeks or, like, a couple months, whatever.
Those are incredibly wise words. Anybody out there, if you're feeling like your art form is a chore, you need to take a step back and just breathe for a sec. Sometimes life happens, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean that you're no longer creative or you no longer have that outlet. Sometimes you just got to deal with time, really, and just allow things to run its course, and your creativity will never go away. It'll come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I was thinking of you. So, I know that there has been a couple of shows for you lately.
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a moment.
Oh, sorry. Where did you hear me last?
I think we were just wrapping up the so.
I was just thinking of you. Shows. So you have played a couple in the last few weeks. They weren't pennyboard shows though, right?
So I played my first show as pennyboard.
Okay.
Well, my first show, like, ever in my entire life.
Yeah, like
actually.
ever.
Yeah, it was at emo night, and it was like the first emo night back. So it was kind of a big deal.
How did that go? I know I talked to you about it, but how did it go?
It went really well. It was a lot of fun. Everyone was like super supportive, which I really appreciated. Met a lot of new people. I got to like meet a lot of people that like I didn't even know listen to my music, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like,
isn't it neat?
Thank you for supporting me. I get to actually talk to you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then the most recent thing I saw was you playing to like what seemingly looked like 1,000 people.
I think it was like 300 people, something
that's
around.
nuts.
Yeah, it was insane. I was terrified, honestly. My friends in Van Full of Nuns, they asked me like a couple days before the show, like, hey, would you want to come do some guest vocals? And I was like, sure, what song? And they're like, here's a list you can pick from. And I was like, I'll do the middle. That sounds good. And
it sounded great.
Yeah,
you fucking killed it.
And then it was, I don't know, usually whenever I practice or something, I gotta like take like a full month or so. And I was just like, well, guess we're doing this. And I like know how that audience is. They're just like super supportive. Like if you mess up, they'll still just like encourage you to keep going and things like that. It's just like a very supportive community, which I loved. But yeah, I was so nervous the whole time. And I think they could all tell, like when I was going up there, that I was like, oh god, here we go. And they're like, you're gonna do great. And I just went for it. I kind of like blacked out while I was performing. I was like, well, I don't really know what's happening. I don't really remember anything. I
was going to say, I wanted to ask you, are you, since you're so new to this, are you one of those people who are just living in that moment and you're not really aware of what's happening? You're just kind of like zoned out and going through what's supposed to be done?
Yeah, basically I was just trying to like focus on like hitting the notes and whatnot. All I remember was this couple that was in like the very front, and they were really just cheering me on, and I was like,
oh yeah,
this one's for you. Y'all are the best.
Oh, that's great. I love to hear that. Are there pennyboard shows coming up?
Yes, so we're actually opening for Van Full of Nuns on the 21st, and then we're playing at Sick Type Fest in Denton, Texas on September 25th. Yeah.
That's cool. Who's all playing on that?
Oh, so many different people. New Heroes, Matchstick Ghost, Velvet Skyline. I think Brave Days is on there. Just like everyone. Like everyone in like the DFW scene, I feel like, is on that bill.
I love that so much. That's so cool. I was the one time in my life I've ever been upset to go on vacation was I leave for the East Coast on September 24th, and I was genuinely thinking about going down and meeting and listening to you and Cheney as well, because the House Parties is on that as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's too freaking cool. And then I know some other like heavier mathcore bands in that whole Dallas area too. So yeah, I really thought about doing it, but you'll have to sit this one without me.
there's gonna be more. So
I know, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm hoping that either we or Derek's band that I play in, we get down there, or you guys come up, or like there's just so many people that I've met on Twitter and Instagram over the last year that are now starting to play shows, and like just dying to see and meet everybody. And like virtually is cool, but I'm trying to watch you do your thing.
Right? Like I almost feel like I've met most of you at this point, but like I obviously haven't. But now I just like want to go to all these shows.
Yeah, agreed. I feel that 100%. So let's see. So you have these 3 songs out for Pennyboard right now. There's another new song coming out in a week. Well, today, because I'm going to put this out next week. That song is called Gemini, and you guys did a really neat little promo thing for this where I don't even know how you did it, but it was like these cute little characters that you could design, and I don't know, you could make them any color you wanted to, and like their hair, whatever color, and give them horns and freaking piercings and freckles, and like, one, how do you come up with that? Does it just come to you? And two...
So, my sister, she created the artwork for it, and we were like, throwing ideas back and forth, and I knew I wanted these characters involved somehow with the rest of the release, and I just like couldn't like figure out what to do. I was like, oh, I don't think we like have time to do like an animated video, otherwise we'd have to like push back the release, and I just didn't want to do that. And I knew I wanted to release a game for like pre-saving, but I didn't know like what to do, and I was like, I came up with this literally like the guy made it in a week.
That's crazy.
I called him up and I was like, hey, is there any way you can make this for me? I literally just thought of this idea, and I was like, if you can't do it, it's totally fine. It's, you know, like not the end of the world. And he was like, yeah, I can get it done. And every single night he was sending me updates. And
hell yeah.
He finished it literally like the morning of like the day it was supposed to be posted. But it all worked out.
That's so cool. Yeah, it's super cute. It fits the music perfectly. And it's just, I don't know, it's a cool little way for everybody to put their neat little touch and, I don't know, be included.
Yeah, I just like, I don't know, I love creating like a community.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was like a good way to do it. Like everyone could just see each other's little characters they created. And I think my favorite part was like, personally for me, I struggle a lot with like gender identity and just like trying to navigate that. Like some days I prefer they them, some days I prefer she her, I just never know. And with this, it was like when we came up with the artwork, it was like they needed to be, you know, based on like personality and not like gender stereotypes.
Yeah.
So with the characters, that's what it is. It's like these people, they're creating these characters based off of their personalities instead of what they look like.
Yeah,
so.
It's perfect. Absolutely gathered that information from it too. It was just very cool to, one, do that, and two, to just have, regardless of who you are, be, I don't know, included and have your own little touch to be a part with that song. So I just thought it was super cool. Wanted to give you props on that. And who created it, and your sister for drawing it up too. So super sick. So that's the fourth Pennyboard song. Are these songs going to be part of an EP? Are they just singles, part of an album? What's the plan?
So they're just singles for now.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to do like one or two more singles and then an EP, or like what the plan is. Basically, I need to like sit down with my manager and just like figure out a calendar because I have so many ideas. I just don't really know like how to like weigh out all these ideas at this point.
I gotcha. Okay.
But yeah. So who knows? Anything could happen.
If you write an album, I will buy the first one. I will tell you that right now. I love it so much. Okay, well that's it kind of for Pennyboard. Let's jump into questions. I have a couple for us, if that's cool. First one is, how long is too long to write an album?
Too long? Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't really know if I'm one to speak on this because I literally took 7 months to write Gemini, so that's just one song. Maybe like 3 years. I would
say that's a good cycle. We kind of have talked about this before, but you need to go with the pace that your creative discretion allows you to. Some people can churn out 15-song albums like yearly, and some people need a lot more time to do a 5-song EP. Everybody's different, and your creative process is different from everybody else. I don't think there is necessarily something that's there's nothing that's too long. Would I prefer to have something every year or two? Sure. But I mean, if you're going to make me wait 10 years, it better be fucking good, but...
Right. Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just all part of the process. And I know who sent me this. I'm not going to say who it is, but you're killing it. Stop worrying about how much time you're spending on it. Just take your time and do your thing. You're killing it. So thank you for that. Next question. Were you or are you into sports?
Does dance count?
Absolutely, dance counts.
Cool. I know there's sometimes a debate on that. I was in dance for like 4 years in high school.
Hell yeah.
So...
I mean, it's definitely not a team sport, but well, that's not true too, because there are dance crews and dance
it's hard.
things. What is a not cheesy way to say dance crew? Group?
Like a dance team. Yeah.
Team. Oh my god. Yes, that's the right way to do it. So yeah, I'm an idiot. Dance is a team sport. You absolutely have to be an athlete to dance, and
that was like the most in shape I've ever been.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm like out of breath when I walk up and down stairs.
How long did you do that for?
It was like almost 4 years. Not quite,
okay.
But almost. And I had to stop because I fell into the splits the wrong way and I messed up my hip. And I had to go through physical therapy, and I went back too quickly to dance, and then it messed up my knee. So they were like, you probably should just not dance anymore just to be safe. I was like, okay. So basically I was just like not pacing myself, and I was just trying to I started dance like way later than everyone else, because most people start when they're kids, and I started when I was like 13, and I wanted to just like catch up and be on the same level as everyone else.
Sure.
And I went into it like way too hard.
I can get that.
It was a good run.
4 years, glory days. Yes, rushing back from an injury sucked. If you're anything like me, I can't sit still for like more than a half hour seemingly. So unless like I am hyper focused, like right now. But there's times where I've done or hurt myself or injured myself either playing something or lifting weights, and I've been like, oh yeah, I'm fine, I can go back to this now, and then I just hurt it worse. And don't do that. But yes, for sports, I've been into sports my whole life. If you name it, I've pretty much played it at some point, except for water polo. I want to play water polo. That shit's sick.
I feel like you were really into soccer. I don't know why. That's just like the vibe I get.
You're wrong.
Really?
Yep. I played soccer as a kid, but baseball, football, and hockey were my things. I wrestled too. Yeah, I played basketball for a bit, but yeah, soccer was not my thing.
My mom tried to get me to play soccer when I was a kid, and I was like, no. I'll be a cheerleader, and that's all I wanted to do. So.
Hell yeah. Dude, cheerleading's sick. I always wanted to be a cheerleader, too. Like, there's nothing fucking cooler than standing there with a person, like, on your hand. Like, right. That shit is awesome. And if anybody gives guys shit for cheerleading, go fuck yourself. Like, they are so much stronger than you, and they will kick your ass. Yeah, cheerleading is dope. Especially, like, I grew up with a trampoline, too, so I've always done, I don't know, I was always that fat kid who, like, was able to do flips and I was, like, agile, and, yeah, I kind of wanted to be a cheerleader a lot when I was a kid, so. Yes, thank you for that question. Next one, what did you do, it's kind of similar, what did you do a lot as a kid? Like, what was your hobby, or I can change this into what did you want to be as an adult when you were a kid?
What did I want to be? Oh. Honestly, I always just, like, wanted to be a singer. Like,
really?
I always, like, had thoughts about, like, you know, like, I guess, normal jobs that you're supposed to, like, think of. I always just wanted to be a teacher. Didn't even go to school for that. But I had always, like, dreamed about being some sort of musician. Like, I would constantly, like, basically play drums on, like, the pots and pans and stuff, or I would learn, like, little dance routines and songs to, like, perform for my family. And I was constantly listening to music as a kid and just like singing along to everything. So I think it's, like, no surprise to my family that I just picked up music one day.
Oh yeah. When I was a kid, I don't think I ever wanted to be something, and I still don't want to, like, I have no desire to be anything. I've had way too many jobs in my life, and I definitely am a jack of all trades, but, like, I absolutely love music, and I would love to do more with it. Like, if I could make money, like, and be financially stable off of music, I would love that, but I have a feeling that I would still find a way to, like, hate work, you know?
Right, yeah, I definitely understand. I literally have, like, a dream job now of being my own boss, and there's some days where I'm like, I just want to take a break. I love what I'm doing, but sometimes I just want a break.
Yeah, there's, I don't know what the exact quote is or whatever, but it's the devil's advocate to find something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. This is, if you work with something you love, you'll learn to hate it very quickly. And glass half empty, pessimist, whatever, but that's how I've always been. So, yeah, I just want to be fun and happy when I grow up into a big, strong boy. That's all I can think of. Thank you for that. The last question I have for us is kind of another goober question, but what was your fondest memory in high school?
In high school?
In high school.
High school sucked.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I hated high school. I don't think I had a good moment in high school.
I mean, I think for me, I grew up in like a really, really small town. Like everyone knew everyone. And like,
Did you grow up in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old Wichita Falls, Texas. It's like
Wichita
basically
Falls.
almost in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that way is barren.
yeah, it's like small, but it's not like the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you the population, to be honest, but everyone knew everyone.
Not a lot.
That's for sure.
Sure.
And I mean, I think probably like my best memory is just like when I finally found like my group of people and just like driving around with them, listening to Fall Out Boy.
Hell yeah. See, that's good. I really can't think of a memory in high school that was like incredible. I think I also don't have a great memory, so I don't know. I'll just say school lunch.
We were allowed to go off campus for lunch,
What?
so the second I got my license, I was gone all the
Yeah,
time.
that's sick. So I was in two different high schools because I moved in the middle. And the second high school I went to, I was a brand new kid in 11th grade, and freaking nobody knew me, nobody cared about me, and like the one lunch lady was very nice to me. So I'll say that she was my fondest high school memory. She knew I was
Aw.
new, and she.
Do you remember her name?
I don't. That's saying something. I remember exactly what she looks like, but I couldn't tell you her name. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for that question. That's questions and advice. Let's go on to segments. And first one, this fucking rules. What has killed it for you lately?
Like, okay. Sorry, I overthink everything. Can you elaborate?
I don't know anything about overthinking.
Like what am I don't know.
Let's see. In like the last week, what has happened, or what have you seen and been like, this fucking rules?
Let's see. I don't know. It's been a lot of literally just going to work and then coming home and working more. So, I got like a mango nata the other day. I've been wanting one so bad. It's like the mango with like chamoy.
What is it?
Good. It's a mango. It's like basically like a mango smoothie type thing with chamoy and tahini. I've been wanting one for so long. And now it's summer, and the place down the street that usually has them, I've been catching them at the wrong time when they're closed. Finally, they were open. And
finally, it happened.
I was so happy.
I am all about mangoes, but I have never had that before.
You should. It's amazing.
I'm sure. Yeah, I gotta, because I love tahini too. And what's the second ingredient? You said chamoy?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to explain it. I'll send you recipes.
All right. Yeah, that does sound good. I would imagine, especially if it's like a mango smoothie, like that's refreshing as hell on a hot summer day, especially in Texas. Yeah. Jesus. So this fucking rules is getting to the top of a mountain after like you hike a mountain, and like the approach to the peak it fucking rules. It's kind of like when you build something and you look back and like, yeah, I did that. And you hike a mountain and you get to the top and you see everything underneath you and you're like, yeah, I did that. And that
was way
rules.
Better than my answer. about like a mango smoothie. Like I'm so hyped about the smallest things.
That's okay though. That's what makes it special. Because honestly,
released a song I worked on for 7 months, and all I talked about was a mango smoothie.
That's okay. You can add to your thing. You're about to release a song called Gemini after 7 months. That fucking rules. Okay, transversely, this fucking sucks. What sucks for you lately?
Let's see. My boss sees this, I'm sorry. Working a day job, just like, fun. Not fun. Waking up super early, going to do something that you're just not thrilled about, but you gotta make money. So
we are on the same wavelength because I literally have work. This fucking sucks. The work fucking sucks. It just does. Like
I love my coworkers. That's the thing. Like they're amazing. But
I have a really good coworker. We've become good friends. Everybody else just kind of annoys the hell out of me. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. Probably because you're not watching this, and you but yeah, just work, man. Especially because we're going back into the office soon, and like, it's just, I've become so much more efficient at home, and I get to spend time with the dogs and take them out when they gotta go out, and I can still do the amount of work that I would have ever done in the office because I'm so overwhelmed and anxious around people, like in a work setting, that I just can't deal.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah. I'll have to like walk away every 30 minutes just to kind of breathe for a second. So.
Yeah, same thing. Like hourly, I would go take a stroll around our building because I just have to get up and away from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so work sucks. Okay, next one. Recent jams. What have you been listening to like the last day or two?
Chloe Moriando. She released a new album called Blood Bunny in May, I want to say. And I'm still listening.
I have never heard of Chloe Moriando. What kind of music?
She's like about to be your new favorite artist because I'm
okay.
gonna make a playlist and send you all the best songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's another alternative pop artist.
Okay.
She's signed with Fueled by Ramen, pretty sure.
Okay. That's sick that Fueled by Ramen is like still kicking.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time and they've always had awesome artists, so I already trust that she's incredible, so sick.
Yeah, she used to do just like a lot of acoustic stuff, and now recently she's got like some full band stuff, and it's incredible.
Nice. You can come in. Hi, I have my wife's coming in. She's gonna take the dogs. Say hi to Mindy.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Okay.
Come on, Kirby.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, send me her stuff because I want to listen. That's exciting. Recent jams. What have I been? The last couple days I've been listening to a lot of Protest the Hero. Have you ever listened to them?
No, I should. But
they are very proggy. They're like a very talented version of us.
Oh my gosh.
It's very technical and very crazy, but think like Iron Maiden meets post-hardcore meets, I don't know, mathcore. It's weird. It's cool. It's great.
There's this one band I was like obsessing over for a bit. I feel like you would probably like them. They're called I Met a Yeti.
Yes, they're great.
They're so good. I just thought of that. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're great. Definitely crazy and fun. Good stuff. Next one. I woke up with this. What have you woken up with in your head lately? Can be something that shouldn't have been there, or you have no reason for it to be there. Or you know exactly why it's there.
Honestly. Probably like the covers that we're playing for our show.
Okay.
More specifically, we're covering "So Up" by Pink, and that has just been stuck in my head. So
that'll be cool. I mean, so you're gonna do the whole pennyboard version of it, a whole pop punk version. That's sick. Is this show gonna be either videotaped, streamed, or recorded?
I know they usually have somebody there filming, but I don't know if I'll get my set or anything like that. But I'm sure my mom's gonna be there. That's why I'm covering Pink. It's her favorite artist. So
Hell yeah!
I'm sure she'll film the whole thing.
Say, I would love to hear that because that just sounds fun.
I'm excited. It's kind of hard, but
I believe that she can sing.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. Nobody's gonna care. We're doing a cover of "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia. We're gonna put that out later this year, and I am not the singer required to hit some of those notes. I mean,
that's gonna be cool.
Very, very tough to do. So I know those feelings. I've thought about doing some Gaga songs and other stuff as well, and like I gotta find. I have to change the key or just dumb it down completely because I am not that good of a singer.
Hey, I mean, do whatever works for you. This song is so hard. All of my bandmates were like, "We gotta cover this. This is gonna be great." And I was just like, but I guess here goes nothing. I'm glad you guys believe in me that much. I am not like 100% confident in myself.
You're a hell of a singer, but I also know that that's a very challenging song, so I definitely want to hear it. You gotta send that to me in some way, shape, or form if you can.
Will do.
Okay. I mentioned it earlier. I wake up with Emerald Green in my head way too often. I just do. It's catchy as hell, and it doesn't ever leave my head.
Cool. Good.
It just doesn't.
Hopefully Gemini will replace that, though. Or you'll just have like the two like fighting with each other. I can imagine. Okay, Shinfo. So shitty info that doesn't really matter. It's just kind of info that exists. What do you have? Oh my gosh.
I love this question because it always gets the same response. My Shinfo is I have always wanted like a loft in my bedroom, like where my bed goes.
Okay.
There's something super appealing to me about like climbing upstairs to go to bed, and not just like going upstairs to your bedroom to go to bed, but going into your bedroom and then going upstairs to bed.
That's just too much.
And it looks cool, and like, I don't know. I'm an idiot. I've always loved that, and I think it's cool. But Shinfo.
I don't know if I can top that, to be honest. Let's see. I don't know.
What's hanging up behind you?
Oh, all of this is actually like my friend's artwork. My friend made that emerald green artwork. And we used this to build the set for the new music video.
Nice. See, that's not Shinfo. Oh, shit. That's very pertinent and important.
Everything on here is like super personal. There's a reason why it was there. I don't know.
You're wearing a black shirt.
I am.
Shinfo. Oh, it has a cool design on it, though. What is that?
This is actually like an old band tee from like 2015. I don't think this band is around anymore.
What band?
They're called Fighting Season. They're super cool.
Fighting Season.
They're from Canada.
I feel like I know them, but I might not know them.
They're amazing. I kind of wish they like never broke up. But
I get that. That qualifies. Shinfo.
Yeah.
That works. Give someone credit. Who has been killing it for you lately?
Nina
it can be multiple people.
Nina Swent, my manager, is literally like the coolest person ever. Like, she's amazing. I text her once a week just being like, I hope you know you're crushing it. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. But really, she's just like, she's doing amazing. She like manages so many different artists, and she's just so helpful with everyone, and she just gives like the best advice, whether it has to do with like the music industry or just like being a friend. She's just like, she's so sweet and supportive and just super talented at what she does.
That's awesome, and that now makes sense because she actually joined the invite, and I wasn't sure if somebody else was going to join our call. I was like, who is this person? I've never even heard of them, but now that clicks, and that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Is she self-employed? Does she work for an agency?
She works for an agency, but she also does like freelance management, which is like what we do together. So. Gotcha.
Cool. I've been thinking about that side of things lately, and I might have to get her info from you at some point in time.
She's amazing. She's like the best.
Sick. I love that. Who am I giving credit to? Oh, so on our recent hiking trip last week, my cousin and I, we stopped in Montrose, Colorado. That's some small little mountain town. And we stopped there because there was this place called Buckaroo's Slices and Scoops. And the name alone was so enticing that I couldn't pass it up. It's just pizza and ice cream. So we went there, and it turns out that they're an awesome little establishment, and they hire a lot of like special needs people who like as their workers. And the kid Kenny who helped us out, he was the best. He was so, I mean, he went just above and beyond to make sure that we were taken care of, and like that was so sick to see anywhere in any establishment, and then especially for it to be this establishment. I was just so blown away, and I was pumped to meet him and spend a little time with him. So Kenny, I doubt you'll ever hear this, but sending you a lot of love there, bud. Okay, so next we are going to listen to something brand freaking new, and you might already have released it at this point by the time people watch this, but is that your cat?
Yeah, she's like, I think she started falling asleep, and then I think it scared her. She woke back up, and then it scared me.
Oh,
she has like this little like thing on the window that she sleeps on. It's like a little, you like attach it to the window.
Nice.
Yeah. They're spoiled.
Is it just so they can look out the window while they fall asleep?
Yeah.
That's
just
incredible.
To watch the birds.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so we are going to watch the video for the brand new song Gemini.
Oh, am I nervous?
You're allowed to be. Turn this a little bit louder.
I'm digging my own grave. My hands tied. I'm still in my own way.
This is already so sick.
One day
Oh, don't even do this!
Yeah, that's literally my bedroom.
Cool!
I guess I
Oh yeah, I see the stuff on the wall.
just have to ride this wave. Always thinking I'm alright, always hide the other side. Don't mean to live a lie, don't mean to live a lie. Got me feeling like a Gemini.
Let's go.
And keeps me up at night.
I love your little Taz stuffed animal.
Reflection of my sign.
I love Taz.
All the time, Gemini. Lost myself, looking for a change of pace.
Sorry I'm quiet, I'm really trying to take all this in. It's so good already.
Guiding myself through another phase. I should give myself a break. Always thinking I'm alright, always hide the other side. Don't mean to live a lie, don't mean to live a lie. Got me feeling like a Gemini. Overthinking keeps me up at night. Drawing circles in my mind, a reflection of my sign. Seeing double all the time, Gemini. I'm just starting to realize it's not your fault, but maybe mine. I need to ask in the meantime. Hey, what's your sign? Got me feeling like a Gemini. Overthinking keeps me up at night. Drawing circles in my mind, a reflection of my sign. Seeing double all the time, Gemini. I'm just starting to realize it's not your fault, but maybe mine. I'm just starting to
Oh my god. That is okay, so I said it earlier. Pennyboard is whimsical pop punk. And that is as whimsical as it gets. That made me feel like a kid, like I was watching that. Like, that's so fucking cool. Did you hear anything I said? Did it cut out?
No, yeah, you're cutting out again. Sorry.
No!
Freezing up. I can't tell.
It's probably me.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, my Wi-Fi sucks.
It's whimsical as hell. It made me feel like I'm a kid watching that. Like, it makes me feel happy.
Yay!
It's perfect. I love it. And yes, that is also another catchy ass song that's gonna be in my head because I know I'm gonna listen to it a lot next week, today, whatever, in the future. So I guess we'll kind of dive back into it. So talk about this song. It's 7 months writing process and recording and getting all that squared away.
So the concept of this was created when Pennyboard was a band.
Okay.
And then we decided to move on to something else. And then
Sure.
whenever Pennyboard became a solo project, I was like digging through my notes and I rediscovered these lyrics. And I was like, I want to go back to this. So I started writing this because last year I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And it like felt really good to have answers. But I was still like, okay, well, nothing's changed. Like now I got to
what
learn
do I
how to
do?
navigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just needed to like write a song about like how it feels to have bipolar disorder.
Sure.
And then more recently it's kind of been like about me like figuring out gender identity and like that it can be fluid. So there's like two different meanings with it now. But I wrote it with my friend Sterling and we were kind of just like just like, like when you meet up with people and you're like, oh yeah, we should write together sometime, and you don't really like know if it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, like a couple weeks later, we were like, we should actually write together. Like, I think this could be cool. And I brought those lyrics in, and we just like, we wrote like half of it within a day, and then over the course of 7 months, like we changed a lot of it. And I was honestly like super picky with it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I want this guitar tone. I think we should change this part here. We should add some synth right here. Instead of a guitar, we should change this to like a bell and like things like that. But he was like super easy to work with. He has like the best ideas.
Hell yeah.
He honestly he really helped like push me to grow further as like a songwriter, I believe.
Cool.
So.
I love that. See, I think I've spoken about this on every podcast with who I'm talking to, but the dynamic of having somebody that you trust and their creative abilities, and the dynamic that it creates, having their brain come to yours and meet and mesh and create this, what ends up being the final product, is there's nothing like that. And music is so special that has your friends and the people that you look up to and respect with it. So getting back to the reason behind Gemini, I think that, I don't know, something was meant to be somewhere in this universe, because there is a song that you will be singing for Hornbill that is literally the same thing. That song is about me being diagnosed with OCD and ADHD at 32 and not knowing how to deal with it and navigating what happens with that. And to your point, you have answers. Like it's there's some vindication there that, yeah, I was right, something was wrong, but now it's, what's happening? Like, what the fuck do I do now?
What do I do next?
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm so thrilled to have you do that as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited. When you sent me the email, like what the song was about, what the lyrics were, I was like, hell yeah! Like, I have to do this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Cool. That makes me so happy. Yeah, so super pumped for that. And then, yeah, the dynamic of bringing other people into your music is, there's nothing like it. And I'm very grateful for you doing that for us, and having, you said his name was Sterling, doing that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, it's just cool. It's, what's the term I'm thinking of? Around the world, it comes back to what you give. I don't know. For freaking caveman brain, I can't think of things.
It's also just like super fun working with other people.
It really is. Yeah, there's nothing like it. It's just fun. It always creates something that means more in the end. So, yeah, I dig it. But yeah, that's Gemini. Honestly, I'm pumped to listen to that a lot more, because it's a good fucking song. But yeah, so Pennyboard, where can we find your music and your social handles and that good stuff?
So everything except for TikTok is Pennyboard Band. So you can find me on all that. And then TikTok is Faith Alicia. There is a Pennyboard Band TikTok, but I don't use it anymore.
Okay.
The Faith Alicia one's just doing a lot better, so I'm keeping everything on that account.
Is Alicia your middle name?
It is, yeah.
Okay, that's an awesome middle name, by the way. I love that name. Yeah, very cool. And it's Pennyboard, Bored.
Yes.
Band. But yeah, cool. Unless you have, I mean, is there anything that you want to speak into the universe or tell anybody out there?
Okay. I've been getting a lot of messages lately about people just saying, like, you know, like, thank you for, like, these songs, and you've inspired me, and things like that. And I just want to say thank you so much if you're watching this. But also, just do what makes you happy and just live for yourself. It's just like the best advice I can give anybody. But yeah, just do what makes you happy.
It's good advice. Yeah, that's perfect. I think that's a good spot to end this episode. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Penny, I should say. Yeah, for real, thank you so much for coming on and talking with me a little bit. I know we've talked slightly, but it's cool to speak face to face.
Right.
Sometime I'll come down to Texas and I will watch you do your freaking thing, because I'm just excited to, one, see music again, and two, see friends playing that music. So yeah, cool. Thank you again. Everybody go check out Pennyboard. And this has been another episode of the Hornbill Podcast. See you next time.
Thanks for nothing, bitch.